Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I'm Mark. Today I want to talk about my experience with the constructed event, with a new constructed event in Magic the Gathering Arena. So I have a couple of other videos about this where I discuss the theoretical, the expected value from playing these events. I talk about also the win rate that you need in order for you to break even, as well as the expected number of tries or expected cost for you to accumulate enough play-in points to use for the play-in qualifier. So if you are interested in those videos, you can find the link of those videos in the description of this one. But for this one, what I want to talk about is what happened when I actually played in this event, right? So this is my experience playing this event, which I've been doing for the past, I think, 9 or 10 days, basically since the event started. So since the event started, I've taken a record of my runs, and I've just done the best of one event. Here it's saying alchemy, but I was doing standard. They're exactly the same. And you can see those two events here. This is the best of one, this is the best of three. I preferred the best of one event. I'll talk to you more about why I did that in a while. But I did this so you can see my runs here in this Excel file. But this actually goes further down to run number 40. So in other words, I did this event 40 times. And I did this event 40 times and until I got 20 play-in points, because you need the 20 play-in points for you to be able to play in a play-in qualifier. I don't need it for this qualifier because I'm already, as you can see here, I'm already qualified for this month's qualifier. But the good thing about play-in points is they don't expire, so I can use them for a different play-in qualifier in a different month. So from those 40 runs, these are a tally of my results over here. So here, these three columns just shows you the number of gems, the number of packs, and the number of points that you can win for each of the following outcomes, from 0 win to 7 wins. Right. So if I went 0 wins, I'll just get 25 gems. If I get 7 wins, I'll get 500 gems. So as well as 3 packs and 1 play-in point. So I was just doing best of one. And here is my experience. This is my experience over here, which shows you that I went 1 win 2 times, I went 2 wins 5 times, and so on and so forth. And I went 7 wins 20 times out of 40 tries. So that kind of shows you that I was able to trophy half the time. Half the time I was able to get the play-in point, which is pretty good. And I think that's because I was able to choose a very good deck, which is blue-red combo. It's a blue-red storm combo with gold span dragon and Lear. And the funny thing is that the deck actually doesn't have any new cards from Streets of New Capenna, except for Big Score. Right, so Big Score, as you know, is a almost a functional reprint of Unexpected Windfall, which is also still in standard, which gives you access to up to 8 cards of the same effect, which is pretty good instead of having just 4. So out of those 40 games, what was I able to draw out in terms of information? And so this shows you the summary of those 40, not 40 games, sorry, 40 runs. So out of those 40 runs, this is basically the summary of them. So the first thing that you can notice here is that, and I talked about this in that video about expected value from this event, is that it is not really very possible for you to generate gems from doing these events. The prizes are such that even at very high win rates, there is little chance that you'll be able to generate gems. Instead, it's going to be a cost. Although in my case, I was able to generate a bit of gems. And you can see that here. Basically, the total gem prizes that I was able to collect is 15,075 gems. But 40 runs would cost you 15,000 gems. And therefore, the net cost is negative 75, which is to say that I was able to get 75 gems extra. So as you can see, even at a very high win rate, and my win rate is this one, So it's basically about 68%. Even at a very high win rate, you're not really going to generate gems here. But what you are going to generate are packs. So I was able to get 86 packs, which goes towards about half, well, not half, but almost half of the packs that I need in order for me to be able to complete the set, the Streets of New Capenna set. So I still need to play the metagame challenge, which I'm doing this weekend, in order for me to be able to hopefully get enough packs to fill in the difference. And if not, well, this event is still available, so I can still play it in order for me to get even more packs and get even more play-in points. Of course, the metagame challenge is fast, might be faster if I get lucky playing it, because it awards a lot more packs. Now, in terms of the time needed to do all this, so the event has been live since Thursday last week, right? Not this Thursday, but the previous Thursday. And so it took, so these are just estimates, by the way, because my tracker was not able to record all of my games. As can be expected when we have a new update, sometimes the trackers don't go online. And so, but by my estimation, it took about 40 hours. And since we have 40 runs, right? So that's about an hour per run. This is a conservative estimate. It's probably a bit lower than this, but basically that's my estimate of the number of hours played. And it's actually the reason why I chose best of one over best of three, because I feel that best of one is faster, and it certainly did feel faster, because even though you would play 7 games, right? Uh, at minimum, right? I mean, no, not at minimum, but the shortest possible number of games you can play in order for you to trophy is 7 if you win all of them, right? But that's still, I think, faster than doing a best of 3 event. Like a best of 3 event, I think, will be at minimum an hour, but probably more. I think it's even possible, because we know that the timer in best of 3 is like 25 minutes per person, right? So it can go up to 50 minutes per game, right? So I think that on average, if you are looking for speed, that best of one is faster than best of 3. So having discussed all of that, what are the main takeaways from this video? Well, here they are. First, it's all about the packs. So these events are all about whether or not you need the packs. If you don't need the packs, like say, suppose you prefer to get your packs through drafting, you prefer to complete the set through doing drafts, right? And you don't really need these packs, because you can, by the time you finish drafting, you have most of the set already. So it becomes a lot less palatable to do these events, because as you can see here, the net gain, my net gain here was 75 gems, and that was at a very high win rate already. So you'd expect it to be lower if, for example, I didn't choose a good enough deck, or I wasn't playing as well as I was playing, right? So it would cost a lot more gems, maybe, right? And so if you're in it for the play-in points, you really have to evaluate how much time and how much effort and gems you're willing to spend to get those play points. I discussed all of that in that other video on the average number of runs that you need in order for you to be able to acquire enough play-in points. And really, at lower win rates than this, like if you're coming from, say, a 50% win rate or a 55% win rate, it's going to take you a whole lot of runs for you to be able to get 20 play-in points. The second takeaway is the ladder felt more difficult. So this is something that I'm feeling right now with this first pass at these events. And it could be just because I was very lucky with my deck choice for this particular run, or this particular string of runs. But I was expecting the event to be more difficult, and I was expecting it to be a lot more difficult than the event that it replaced, which of course was a lot cheaper, 5 times cheaper actually. But the rewards for that event was really I mean, negligible. Once you've played this game enough, the prizes from the old events are actually negligible. But so I'm not sure if it's going to stay as easy as I felt playing this time. But it certainly did feel that the ladder was much more difficult. In fact, empirically speaking as well, I think my ladder win rate hovers around 60, 63, maybe 66, it's still in the 60%, but it doesn't shoot up to close to 70%. Uh, but then again, unless I'm playing a really good deck. Sometimes I'm playing a really good deck. For example, playing mono white aggro, for example, in previous season, I think that my win rate was also about 65, something like that. So that's still so maybe I'm overestimating the difficulty of the ladder here. I'm not sure, but one thing that comes into effect here is that we know that in these events, it doesn't care about your rank, it doesn't care about your MMR, right? So in these events, the only thing that the matching algorithm cares about is your record. So it will strive to pair you with an opponent with similar records, but that's not always going to happen. So it is possible for you to be paired against an opponent with poorer record than you, just because it's a queue, right? You don't always have people who are available to play you that are at the exact same record as you are. Right. So I think that, of course, that the same can be said about the ladder, but I think that taking away rank and MMR in the equation for pairing you will be advantageous for better players, because there's a higher chance that better players will be paired up against not so good players, and so that will increase their win rate further. And the last takeaway is that I believe that these events are now definitely more attractive to experienced players than the events that they replaced. So I think that you can expect more and more experienced players to play this event. And also, this event now definitely gives a way for constructed only players, people who don't like to play limited, by earning these packs from this event instead of having to do drafts. And I think that's awesome. I think that's awesome because that was not there before. All right, so that's it for me today. I hope that you found this video informative. I will leave you with these clips from some of the games that I played during these events, and may the shuffler be with you always.